Okay, so now for these examples, I am going to be using my properties here to find the value of x. So I need to really remember my theorems that we talked about in that first video. So here I want to find the value of x. I have these two angles right here. However, I don't have a theorem that relates those two together. However, I have this angle 4 right here. And something I know with 115 and 4, I see that these are vertical angles, and so I know from my vertical angles congruence theorem, that means that angle 4 here is also 115 degrees. So now I have something to relate my x plus 5 with an angle here. And so I see that these two angles are on the inside of my two lines, and they're on the same side of the transversal. So that means they're consecutive interior angles. And something that we learned is that consecutive interior angles add to 180. So to solve for x here, I'm going to do x plus 5 plus 115 is equal to 180. And so now I'm going to solve for x. Well, 5 plus 115, I get 120. And then I subtract 120 from both sides. And I get that x is equal to 60. So for these, it's really important just to remember all of your theorems so that you can kind of move numbers to where you need them to in order to find x. So go ahead and try that next one on your own. Okay, so the answer you should have gotten was x equals 5. My first step was, I know that 1 and the 7x plus 9 are alternate exterior angles, so I know they're going to be congruent, but I first needed to find out what measure of angle 1 was equal to. And so I see angle 1 and 136, those form a linear pair. So then I know that they add to 180. So I just subtracted 180 with 136, and I got 44. And then now, since I know that angle 1 is congruent to this 7x plus 9, I just set those equals to each other. So I had 7x plus 9 equals 44, and I solved for x from there. Okay, let's look at a few others. So for number 3, I see I have two angles here. However, I don't have a relation with those in the spots that they're at. They're not alternate interior because 120 is on the outside, or exterior because 2x is on the inside. They're not in corresponding spots. This one's in the bottom left corner, or this one's on the bottom right corner. And they're not consecutive interior. But I do know that these two are vertical angles. So how I would solve this, which there's multiple ways to do it, but I would go ahead and write 120 in right here, since I know that those two are congruent. They're going to be the same. And now I have a pair of consecutive interior angles. And so to solve that, I know that those add up to 180. So I just write 2x plus 120 is equal to 180. And then now I'm going to solve from there. So subtract 120 from both sides. And so I get 60. And then divide both sides by 2. Okay, go ahead and try that last one on your own. So for that last one, you should have gotten that y is equal to 22. So here I see that 129 and 6y minus 3, those are alternate exterior angles. They're on the outside of those two lines and on opposite sides of this transversal right here. And so since I know those are congruent, I just set them equal to each other, and then I solve for y. Okay, that's it for today. If you want to see some extra problems, those are linked below. If you want some extra practice, there is also a worksheet that you can kind of go through. Otherwise, you can start on your homework on that next page. If you have any questions or anything that's confusing, you can always message me and I can help you out. I hope you have a great day.